Good morning. I'm Helen Epstein, and welcome to our program. I'm all excited about today's program because we are going to speak with Dr. Ed Masterson of Masterson Spine and Disc Chiropractic Office on Route 70, my chiropractor, so I'm speaking from my heart when I introduce him. And he'll tell you a little bit about himself and about the practice of chiropractic. So, good morning. Welcome, Dr. Ed.
Thank you, Helen, for having me.
So, it's good to see you.
It's good to be back.
Yes.
It's been a little over a year.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Well, tell our audience, a new audience, I'm sure, about chiropractic. What made you become a chiropractor, and a little bit about the practice.
Absolutely. I have been a chiropractor for a little over 20 years, and I've always felt as though the body has the power to heal itself. And so my mother was an RN, and it intrigued me, the healthcare field. And so I took it upon myself to look into chiropractic and to be able to heal people from within. Mm-hmm. So it took some time to get through the schooling.
How many years of schooling?
It's 7.5 years, almost 8 years. Just like a normal doctor,
You're following a medical course, really.
A medical course, the same amount of diagnoses, all of your anatomy and physiology is absolutely the same as any other doctor.
It's just how it's treated.
It's just how it's treated. We don't do pharmacology because we don't write drug therapy. We, again, adjust the spine. We let the nerves that communicate from your brain to your body to allow you to heal. So that's very important. That's a very important distinction. If your brain doesn't know that there's a problem in your body, it can't fix it.
Can't heal it.
Right? So if we can open up the neural pathways through chiropractic adjustments, relieving pressure and tension, at that point we know that we're going to get a result.
You're helping to heal the body itself.
Exactly.
Yeah. Did you have any arguments with your mom over all these ways of handling treatment?
My mother was a fantastic advocate of chiropractic. She, especially in her last, 20 years when I got involved, her chiropractor took very good care of her, and I believe kept her quality of life at a much higher level.
So she was into the practice of chiropractic.
Absolutely. And so was my father. And so it really made a difference in their lives.
Yeah.
And so as as things go on, we've progressed into different avenues of chiropractic.
It's not just the adjustment that people know about. I mean, there's more to the practice of chiropractic.
Yes. Yes. We, as you know, we have kind of embarked on this therapy called laser therapy.
Yes.
Okay. And that's class 4 laser. We have had tremendous success with it. It's a completely different approach, but still natural. And that's what people
There's
want.
hot laser and cold laser.
Yeah,
I've heard of both.
That's a great question. A hot laser is what we're using, which is also called class 4. Now, before this, it was cold laser. And that really meant there wasn't enough wattage behind the laser to drive into the joint. So the results weren't quite as good. Now, at this point, we have higher power lasers. And again, you only feel a warm sensation, but because it's a pulsed laser, it can drive it
targets the problem area.
much further. Absolutely. So that in itself has
And
been...
that's fairly new, or new to
yeah.
most practices. Not every chiropractor does have the equipment to do laser treatment, right?
No, not. It's a very high-end type of therapy. We use a medical grade laser. So as you can imagine, the cost of purchasing that
It's up there.
is significant. It's significant. So that being said, yeah, you're right. We don't have a lot of people in this area, especially this area, utilizing class 4 laser.
Well, it's expensive. It's not covered by insurance.
Right.
So you have to think about it. Your health should come first, but then you have to be practical also.
We make it as affordable as we can, and I would say, out of 10 people, 9 people are going to be able to afford it because we offer these different payment programs. We offer care credit.
To make it easy for people to afford it.
Right.
Okay.
The last thing we want to do is tell people or turn people away. So we bend over backwards to make it happen for them. Because again, these people are in a lot of discomfort or pain.
And you can't put a price on that, right?
Right.
So, person going into chiropractic school today, would they be learning these different treatments?
I have an apprentice at my South office, and she sees what I'm doing, and I'm gonna keep tabs on her because she's going into school, and I hope that they do, because feel
now
like
it's a whole nother form of learning,
and it falls under the chiropractic umbrella because we're using natural remedies.
Okay.
Even though they're scientific in nature. Laser is a light derivative.
Yeah, right.
So there's no radiation, there's no drugs,
Nothing
there's no
invasive,
scalpel.
right? Yeah.
So
which is, you would think, what most people would want. You don't want to be, you don't have to undergo surgery if there is an alternative.
Absolutely.
So that's one treatment. Now there's another new treatment, which you and I have spoken about, spinal decompression.
Spinal decompression is been around for over 40 years.
Has it? Really?
And like anything else, like laser, that started out with class 1, 2, and 3, the latest and greatest is the newest technology in direct drive decompression. Okay, and what I mean by that is we're able to get the same results or better with a quarter of the force decompressing the spine. And what that does, and I'm going to go into this more later.
Yeah, explain how it's done or what it entails.
But it creates a much more pleasurable experience for the patient. In other words, they're getting the results and they're not receiving the soreness from the muscles being stretched. So I'll get into it later, but it's a very exciting thing.
And very effective.
Very effective. Over 93%.
I can't wait to do it. Right?
It's fantastic. I can't wait for you to take a ride on it.
Yes, I know. I've been a chiropractic patient for half my life, more than half my life. And so anything new out there that's going to make me feel better. Excuse me. So we talked about that, and that's good just for the lower back, the spinal decompression.
It also is for your cervical spine, your neck. You've probably seen people with radiating symptoms. They say, I can't feel my arm or my hands.
Or a sciatic problem. Yeah.
It's a really, really big advantage to have this piece of equipment in our office.
The nerves, right.
So, and I've ordered it. It's on order. It should be here in about 2 weeks. They're building it as we speak.
Oh, really?
It's made in the USA, and again, it's like laser, and it's an expense. But my goal is to give upper level tier treatment to everybody. When people come into the office, I want them to look and see the equipment that I have and say, this gentleman really wants me to get better, and he spared no expense.
Right. Well, that's good. It's a good message to send out there. So I know you've had some very successful cases.
Yes.
One of whom I know, the other two I don't. But they've been the recipient of your different forms of treatment.
Yes.
Laser and
yes.
not yet.
Right.
Yeah.
Laser alone has been a game changer for so many people. But I'd like to mention about 3, if that's okay.
Sure, I'd love to hear about it.
All right. So this goes out to Leisure Village's own Pearl Dearman.
My dear friend.
Your dear friend, someone who is near and dear to my heart. Pearl came to our office with pain in both sets of her toes and knees. After her first handful of treatment, she felt a great deal better. Today, she has no pain in both sets of her toes, and she has no pain in her right knee and limited pain in her left knee, which has had a bony type of deformity described by her orthopedic. So we're continuing to try, and we have limited her pain in that joint. But as far as the other joints and toes, absolute no pain.
This deformity, is that something she was born with?
Yes.
So it's not just the average knee problem that many people have.
Absolutely. This is different. And so she elected not to have her knee replaced, which I completely respect because there's no guarantees in life. Right. So we're doing the best of what we have, and she's seen amazing results. So that's
and she
positive.
sings your praises all the time.
She is the most wonderful person.
Yeah.
My second case is, her name is Betty B. She is a retired RN. She came to our office with plantar fasciitis and Morton's neuroma.
Which I never heard of. What is that?
Morton's neuroma is the feeling of a small marble in the front of your foot. And it can be very annoying, to say the least. The plantar fasciitis can be like a stinging pain in the heel of your foot. So you've probably talked to people with
I've heard of that,
plantar fasciitis. Sports, everybody can get it. You know, it's repetitive trauma from
and you're constantly making it worse.
Exactly.
So what kind of treatment for that?
So we did laser treatment with Betty. And her results are the following. Her stinging pain in her heels is resolved as of to date.
Wow.
Her the marble feeling from her neuroma is resolved with the exception of hard surfaces. If she's on a hard surface with bare feet, she can feel a little bit of it left over. But when she has her shoes on and she's out for the day, no
special shoes or just
the same shoes you and I are wearing, sneakers, no feeling of her neuroma at all.
Okay, excellent.
So that's a home run for her. That's, again, quality of life. We want our patients to have 100% quality of life.
Yes, absolutely.
All right.
Okay. Now we have
This is the grand finale, if you will, as far as laser and in the form of a neuropathy testimonial. Diabetic neuropathy accounts for more than 50% of all neuropathies. And in this case, it was an idiopathic. In other words, there was nothing preceding this. This gentleman was diagnosed with neuropathy, peripheral neuropathy, in 2019 by a neurologist. And he thought, wow, I guess I'm just going to have to live with this.
Can you explain exactly what neuropathy is?
I can. Neuropathy is it's a problem that consists of vascular and neurological diminishing flow going into your feet. Okay, and initially you feel a fire, almost like your feet are too close to a campfire. Okay, the second stage is numbness, and that is also followed by weakness.
So inability to walk or?
Inability to walk. It feels like your feet are like sandbags, and you kind of need help. You need a walker and a cane.
Can't put the pressure on your feet.
And there's, I mean, I have a lot of statistics, but I'll name off a few. 42 million Americans suffer from neuropathy. Again, 50% of that is diabetic. The rest would be post-alcoholism, post-chemotherapy, and then idiopathic. So there's also, a dark side to neuropathy, which, I don't mean to frighten anybody, but it should be said that sometimes if it's left untreated, I've seen where people have lost toes and eventually maybe have lost a foot. There's a startling statistic that there's 500 foot amputations done daily.
Oh, wow.
So
if it's left untreated.
If it's left untreated. Okay, now I've made it my mission, along with a lot of the chiropractors in my group, to stop this. and do it in a very natural way, including laser, but other modalities. Compression boot therapy, nutritional, LED therapy at home, vibration therapy. This is a package that we put together. It's 18 treatments. And the case I'm going to read to you will explain the results. And it's the most encouraged I've been about a remedy in 20 years.
It's got to make you feel good, right?
I've been walking on clouds ever since I've taken on this case. And I can't wait to take on more because it's amazing.
The word gets out there. I'm sure he's spreading the word too, since he's the one who's benefiting from the results.
I think he's still on his rooftop yelling. This gentleman's name is Michael. We'll go with Michael T. He is my neuropathy patient. I have a few words that he wrote down for me, and I'd like to read to your audience.
Sure.
Michael T. wrote, I was made aware of Dr. Masterson's laser therapy techniques through a colleague whose mobility was benefited greatly and suggested I schedule a consultation. My initial consultation was early January 2024, at which time the neuropathy in my feet caused my mobility to be significantly compromised, requiring me to use a walker and pull myself up my stairs to the second floor of my home using hands on the railing. I could barely walk across Dr. Masterson's parking lot to enter his front door of his office. Wow. That's the first bullet point he made. Once inside, I had to sit down immediately and have the paperwork brought to me. That's how bad he was.
Yeah. Right.
So to begin treatments, I required an initial evaluation to identify the degree, severity of my condition. Dr. Masterson performed a nerve mapping of my legs and feet to determine my response to specialized tools and techniques. On a 10 scale, 10 being the best, I scored between a 2 and a 3.
Not too good.
Not too good. Dr. Masterson recommended a treatment protocol of 18 treatments, 3 times a week for 6 weeks, with two additional evaluations as we've progressed, one after the 9th and one after the 18th. The treatments consisted of laser therapy on my entire legs and feet and a session of full leg and feet compression sleeves. And as I mentioned before, the other home remedies. Okay. Within 6 treatments, I was no longer using the walker and was going up the stairs in my house using the railing with one hand to steady myself.
Boy.
I almost get kind of welled up because this is truly amazing.
It's a beautiful success story. Yeah.
My scores after the 9th treatment indicated a marked improvement, scoring of 5 to 7.
Wow. Oh boy.
I'm thoroughly impressed with both the results and Dr. Masterson's methodology approach to achieving the best results possible. Michael
And is he doing the other things at home?
He is.
Part of the package?
Yes.
So now he's finished with the treatments, the laser treatments. That's not ongoing.
No, I've told Michael that he does not need to come back for any further treatments. He has elected to come back twice a month for the next 2 months.
For laser treatment.
For laser treatments.
Just.
And his neuropathy protocol. Now, I explained to him
Well,
that
I'm sure he's afraid this is all going to come back or some, he's just being cautious.
When you have been dealing with it for so long, you want to safeguard. You want to get the best car insurance you have for your car, right? Because it's your baby. And now he has the ability to walk without assistance.
Excellent.
So what would you do to...
Yeah, you want to continue it.
So eventually we're going to reduce him to once a month. And at some point, I'm sure that he'll be on his own completely. And there really isn't, scientifically, there's no need to come back as long as he stays active.
And does the things that he's supposed to do at home.
Absolutely.
Which I'm sure he's doing.
Oh,
Why not? Why wouldn't he? Right?
Michael is what we call a level 10 patient. He will come at his times he's supposed to come. He does his home remedies. He takes his supplements. He is 110% on board, and his results have been...
It shows.
It shows.
he lives. He doesn't. He's retired.
He's a retired gentleman.
So but he's living a good life now.
His life is amazing now. He was a developer of car parts and made a fantastic living. And so money in his life was not the issue. It was his quality of life.
Yeah.
And I think that transcends everybody.
He can live his retirement comfortably, hopefully.
We all want to be able to enjoy what we've worked so hard for.
That is quite a success story.
I'm very, you can tell, I'm very excited about it.
I know. I come just with aches and pains, so it's not as blatant a problem as this, But if you feel better, you stay with it.
Absolutely. I think you have kind of blazed the path in your own right, Helen, if I do say so. You are a very active person.
Try to stay that way, right?
You play tennis.
Yes, I do.
As all your friends know.
But they're playing now, and I'm here.
And I apologize. I wanted to give one more shout out about decompression. I know we kind of said we were going to bring it to the end. It's on the horizon, which means we're probably going to have it in about 2 weeks. Okay. Over the years, we have had a lot of people who have gotten very scared and pulled the surgery handle very quickly. And unfortunately, a lot of times they've regretted it. And so my second mission is to give people an alternative, not just like a shot in the dark, over a 93% success rate.
Yeah.
So this is real.
But people want a quick fix, I go to the doctor, he'll give me a prescription or recommend surgery, and I'm going to be better. You have to commit to a lifestyle, to changing your lifestyle.
I couldn't have said that better. You have to commit to it. But once you get to the other side of that mountain, the world is your oyster.
Yeah, that's right.
It's just truly amazing if you just give that little bit of effort. And it's not forever,
No, there's a goal in mind, and that's what you're working towards. But, I know when people say, why do you have to go to the chiropractor more than one time? My back hurts, my neck hurts. And you go for a series of treatments. It's a slow process. It's not a quick fix like a painkiller, which isn't fixing the problem anyway. It's just fixing the pain.
It is. You're absolutely right. And I think that, in this society that we get so nervous so quickly and we don't take a second to pause.
Pop that pill.
Drive through healthcare.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get the shot, get the scalpel.
And you'll feel better at the moment.
Yeah. And sometimes with surgery, that moment never comes.
Yeah. And you're risking other things, anesthesia and things like that can create other problems.
In the retirement community, anesthesia is very dicey because as we get older, we're not as sharp as we were, so we don't want to lose anything. When I was 20, I could tell you I was a little sharper than I am now.
Yes, I know.
But yeah, you're right. You want to keep what you have and only add to that. Just a real quick factoid. This was a statement from the National Institute of Health. It says, although more than 50% of primary spinal surgeries are successful, no more than 30%, 15%, and 5% of patients experience successful outcomes after the second, third, and fourth surgeries. So what that says to me is only 50% of low back surgeries are successful.
Right.
And then if you have to go back for a second, it's only 30%.
Right. And how many times do you want to do this?
How many times do you want to go back? Because each time you go back, the percentages drop that will be successful.
No, it's a mindset. People are not used to something new. They're not willing to try it, and they'll say no, even if they don't know much about it. It's just something new.
I think that when it comes to surgeries, people are scared. They're scared into having it, and the fear really derives from the pain, that temporary pain. And while, we see people who are living on pain medications, there are people who take them the way they're supposed to be taken. Mm-hmm. And what I mean by that is you use them to get over the hump, but in the meantime, you're doing therapies like this.
Right.
You're doing something that's
to keep you on this side. Right?
That's right. Yeah. So that you can put those pain pills away and throw them away.
Yep.
And that's what we're talking about here is people putting the time and effort in.
And educating themselves and not just closing your mind to something.
Oh yeah.
If you don't know everything about it, educate yourself on this kind of treatments that are out there and available for everybody who's got aches and pains all the time.
Yeah, and when I say time and effort, that's exactly what I mean. I don't mean you don't have to train for a marathon. What time and effort means to me is you should come to our office, mm-hmm. you make your appointments, and you do the little 10 or 20-minute homework assignments like the red light therapy or the vibration plate. Things that you can do reading a magazine.
Yeah, you just have to commit to it. And we know that's hard. It's hard to do.
As easy as that sounds.
I know this, and it's hard to commit to it. But you do it. The end result is what you're looking for.
And you're doing it. You're stretching daily. You're exercising. These are the things when I say put the time in. Mm-hmm. That's really what I'm talking about.
So what else do you want to tell our audience?
Well,
where you're located.
I want to tell them, yes, I'm at 147 Route 70, Suite 2. We are located in the shops of Lake Ridge. Okay,
right.
Everybody seems to know where Lake Ridge is.
Where Lake Ridge is, yes.
We have a fantastic, entrance. If you're not feeling well,
yeah,
you can literally park right in front of our door.
Exactly, right. It's a short walk.
It's a very short walk. Mm-hmm. There's no stairs, so it's a very, very inviting office, mm-hmm. as you know.
Mm-hmm. Very welcoming.
Our phone number is 732-370-3300. Again, it's 732-370-3300.
And we're going to put some cards out on the table in the lobby of Willow Hall. So if you're looking for, that information, we'll have it out there. And you can call Dr. Ed. He'll be happy to speak with you and set up an appointment and talk with you and enlighten you on.
I would love to talk to anybody who would just like to sit down for a consultation mm-hmm. and at least
explain it all to them.
At least calm their nerves and
right.
make them understand that the sky isn't falling just yet.
Right.
We can help.
And for those who don't respond, we'll have Dr. Ed back again.
That's right.
Until we get you as a patient. Right. So thank you.
Thank you,
Dr. Masterson, officially.
I appreciate
it. And thanks for coming. And we will see you again. And I'm Helen Epstein, and I thank you for watching our program.